Friends, women are sexually assaulted and hurt all around the world. Return to Sender shows intense revenge against a rapist that is close to being sociopathic. The script was written to show how rape can hurt a weak mind. From the beginning to the end, it's a psychological thriller and you need to see the recap because it's one hell of a ride. Before we get into this video, make sure to like it and subscribe to our channel to get more amazing movie recaps. Let's get started now, shall we? Return to Sender is about Miranda Wells, who's played by Rosamund Pike. She's a young nurse who works in a hospital in a small town. Both her personal and professional lives are going through big changes right now. She's getting ready to move to a new house, but more importantly, she's about to start a new job as a surgical nurse. Since Miranda's mother died, she only has ties to her widowed father Mitchell, played by Nick Nolte, and her best friend and co-worker Nancy, played by Cameron Manheim, who also played Delia in Ghost Whisperer. Miranda is just as smart and hardworking at work as she is when she's alone and prefers to be alone. She likes to bake cakes with an obsessive level of accuracy, cleans everything with tissues, and has to wash her hands as soon as she touches something that isn't hers because she has obsessive-compulsive disorder. A co-worker named Darlene sets up a blind date for her with a man named Kevin a few days before she moves. Darlene is played by Rumer Willis, daughter of Bruce Willis and Demi Moore. But when she showed up to the appointment, which was held in his beautiful home, a man pretending to be Kevin violently raped her instead. This surprised him. William Finn, Shiloh Fernandez, is the name of the sadistic rapist. He found out about the blind date because he's a waiter at the restaurant where Miranda saved a customer who was about to suffocate with a mouthful by practicing a tracheotomy. Miranda did the procedure, which saved the life of the customer. Then, William breaks the law and gets into Miranda's house. William is arrested and taken to prison, where he shows no sign of changing his ways and keeps being violent and rude, this time to his cellmate. She can't focus, her hands are shaking, and even the real estate agent can't sell her house because no one wants to buy a house where he just did a rape. Instead, Miranda has a severe psychological backlash, which affects her work. She can't focus, her hands shake, and even the real estate agent can't sell her house. Mitchell, the nurse's father, thinks that giving her a puppy will help her, and Nancy, the nurse's friend, tries to cheer her up in the hospital wards. They are the only people left with her after her co-worker quit. Miranda starts writing letters to William and sending them to him after a time of anger, frustration, and feeling lost. The rapist at first turns her around and sends her back, hence the phrase, "return to sender." But he then starts to talk to her prey by saying he's so sorry for both what he did and what he did to her. We don't know and like William. Miranda seems to believe him, and she starts going to his tormentor's house when she knows he's inside. One is built between the two strange relationships, and William starts to like her more and more. Between the two strange relationships, this connection is made. He will stay in jail until he's given his freedom back as a reward for his good behavior. And Miranda goes to jail while trying to find the man who raped her. What happens then? Well, fellas, you're in for the complete package of psychologically disturbing motion ride. Miranda has a condition called post-traumatic stress disorder, which makes her act in more and more strange ways. The first sign of trouble is when his father's dog shows up. It looks like when he loves him and takes care of him by giving him treats, but the poor animal gets sick all of a sudden, stops eating, and dies. During this time, William is trying to get away from the police and make up with Miranda, while she keeps flirting with him. Miranda gets some flowers from William. The next thing you need to do is be ready to help her with tasks and errands like fixing up her front porch. Mitchell knows right away that William is the man who raped Miranda when he sees him at the hardware store where he works. Mitchell's surprised by Miranda's attitude toward her father when he finds out that William spends his afternoons on her patio. In the middle of what seems to be a normal afternoon, the alleged rapist and the person who was raped get into a fight. After finishing the work on the porch, William tells Miranda that he doesn't feel well and wants to go into the house to use the bathroom. The woman reluctantly agrees to let William stay, but as soon as she walks into the house, he stops talking and falls to the ground. When he wakes up, he finds himself tied to a bed in the house's basement. Miranda had given him a drink not long ago, but it wasn't just a glass of lemonade. It had antifreeze in it, which is very poisonous. William then finds a terrible surprise waiting for him when he wakes up. Guess what? Miranda is hiding some bad things. She helps people around her feel better. She poisoned the dog before, and her actions caused her mother to die. She knows now that she did a good job of getting William to carry out his revenge. She says to her tormentor in a heavenly voice, "You didn't think I would have forgotten that you broke into my house and raped me, did you?" Now that she's had enough time to understand the violence, the person who was hurt is now the one doing the killing. She's putting the final touches on the plan with a cool, clinical head. Miranda has her own ideas about what justice is. She knows that the things she's doing are wrong, but she thinks they are the only way to move forward. She gives William a strong sedative and then makes a tray with different items that are used in the job. When the rapist wakes up, he finds that his left hand has been cut off. Miranda makes a joke about this by asking the rapist what he values most. She yells at him, "You're so stupid and predictable," and then goes to her backpack to find a condom. In reality, things are a bit different. Not only did she cut off one of his hands, but she also castrated him. No longer is there any shaking in the hand. The person who was attacked hears the woman who beat him say, "You're right, William, I won." Miranda makes sure she gets her revenge. We don't know if Miranda will get away with it or not, and we don't know what happened with William. It's possible that it was used to feed the roses that the real estate agent told her to plant to get her over the fact that the house didn't sell. In the last scene of Return to Sender, a woman goes to see her dad to apologize and make up with him. She leaves her father's house after proudly saying that she has ended everything and that William will never be seen again. In reality, who is Miranda? She's a weak and confused woman who's angry and wants revenge. Just like Amy Dunn in the book Gone Girl, she's the embodiment of 1,000 different things that don't make sense. Because of her past and the things that happened to her, she was stuck in limbo. She has made getting revenge her main goal in life because she thinks that justice can't be done and that's the only way to get over what happened. So far, there was no way to go back. Who do you side with in this movie, and did you like how it ended? Let us know in the comments section below. With that being said, I hope the recap was interesting. Please leave a like and subscribe to the channel. That was all for today from our side.